call the meeting to order. Roll call. Everyone's present except for Martha, and she's in class tonight. Anybody have anything for open forum? Okay. Approval of the minutes for the March 20th meeting.
Do you have the minutes? I don't have it.
You give me the signature page.
I didn't get any minutes either.
I didn't have it in my packet.
So we can't approve the minutes.
I've got items 12 and 13 here. This is all she left.
Okay, so the approval of the minutes for the March 20th meeting will have to be put off till the next board meeting. Okay, administrator's report. Anybody have any questions on what Andy gave us?
Did try to shorten it for you this time.
On the strategic planning, Andy, I think probably what you need to do is when you get your new board member appointed. So because I think that since you're going to bring on a new board member, that member ought to be involved in it.
Just like I said, I've been hearing horror stories about the administrator stepping out in a direction.
Well, you need to have it, you do. But
I don't know. To that point,
I don't know when you're going to do it because I don't think most people want to spend their Saturdays doing it. So
I'm not going to have a free Saturday for a long time. So
I don't know how you're going to work that out, but
we'll figure out something.
And you're still working on the prognosis replacement.
Yes, we've done 3 demos. May have one more, but probably not.
Talk a little bit about this intergovernmental transfer, if you will.
Then you're bringing up my nightmare of the last 2 days, or Friday and today. Okay. The first one is that we're doing is a fairly small one. It's where we send up to 24,000, we get back 53 something. That is just for agreeing to participate in the District 1115 waiver program. All the work I've done so far is and that's technically for 2012. This is money we should have been able to do last November. They give me the IGT date finally for April the 24th of this year. On the 29th, we will get our first IGT date for some of the burden alleviation and physician contracts. That will not affect us because we, at this point, have not had any burden alleviation done. That's just existing hospital. Our first burden alleviation district or payments will probably come the end of May, first part of June. That's where Abilene Regional pays our ER physicians cost for the next 3 months. We IGT that amount. They get the anyway. We're paying $1 for every $1.75 we pay out for that. It's going to cost us $1. So we get a huge discount, basically a 40% discount on our physician costs. It will not affect our cost reports because we can report the full cost. The annual cost of our physicians is around $685,000 a year. We're going to pay in roughly $430,000 to IGT fund for that $685,000, but we get to report the $685,000 on our cost report to Medicare. So it will not change our cost report numbers at all. It's just basically
we just don't pay all the money out of our pocket.
Right, we don't pay all the money out of our pocket. It does create Rick some headaches of managing that program, but it comes back to the contract, because his contract then belongs to Abilene Regional for the ER coverage.
Right.
So,
just for the ER coverage.
Just for the ER coverage. But that's basically everything. The clinic's not open. If the clinic's open, we don't have that. Of course, we need that for our clinic cost report. So, it doesn't really affect any of that.
Have you had any interest in the mid-level?
Not a single application yet. I'm hoping someone around this area would come in right now. We were looking just to get some part-time help at least to help through the summer with some of the stuff, but no one's applied for it at this point. You may need to expand that if y'all.
Well, that's on our agenda down here.
What about this prognosis replacement? Is that
Yes, the demo, we've done demos with CPSI, which is, a lot of hospitals in the area have that. We've done demos with Healthland, which, again, that's, in this area, it's one of either or of those two. I mean, who's got what? Sweetwater, Knox City, Rotan all have Healthland. Haskell, Colorado City, all the others basically have CPSI.
It's working, they like it, it's working.
Well, we just had it demoed, buddy. We haven't
I'm
put it
talking about
in.
these other places.
Oh, yeah, it's working. I
That's
don't
what we
think
need to, that's what I think we need to look at. We really need to study that, because we need to get some kind of system in here that'll work.
that works.
And that's
And-
what they're trying to decide, which would be the best system
Sure.
for
I
us.
think both systems work a little bit. I don't think the perfect system's out there for these small little hospitals, but those two are the ones that are geared more towards the small ones. Problem is, they're all extremely expensive. And
Well,
I
it's
do
been
mean
pretty
extreme.
expensive having it.
Yeah, they really
It's
have.
like starting from scratch.
We could have paid for it this last year if we'd have had one of the other systems. What we've lost would have paid for what we're gonna spend. The good thing about it is that the 80% of the cost of the new system, I did have this verified, will be an allowable cost. We will get reimbursed through the Meaningful Use Program. It won't be 100% because Medicare will not pay for a financial system.
Anything will help.
They say that their thing is that you should have a financial accounting system in place anyway, and they're not gonna pay you to put one in. But on the clinic patient charting, we can get all that. Problem is, we'll have to carry that cost probably until the next cost report settlement next spring. That's the downside to it.
Any more questions on the administrator's report? Anything to add, Amy?
No, I think I got everything else handled today.
Any questions on the nursing home report?
If I could have a few minutes, I'd like to add and expound on some of the stuff in the report. You got a quick few minutes for me?
Sure.
Page 2, under education, I had a CNA instructor. I got a signed contract back today, so we have a CNA instructor. She is from around these parts somewhere, but hadn't been back here in years. Her husband's about to take a job back in this area. She's been homeschooling her kid for the past 10 years. She has been working weekends in nursing homes, so she's cookie cutter for what we need to teach our class. So I extended an offer to her, and she signed the contract, so I hope we actually have a CNA class by this time next month. I'm shooting for May the 20th.
So she is from where?
Originally, I believe she is from Snyder area. But now she lives in, not Round Rock. Where's the dinosaur footprint?
Glenrose?
Glenrose, thank you. Yeah, she lives in that area now. Her husband has gone, he's 3 interviews into getting a job with one of these oil field outfits. So it looks like they're going to be moving back to the area. But she's got family in Knox City, Abilene, Snyder, all around in this area. So.
Do you have prospects to take the class?
Oh yes,
Okay.
we have more of those than we'll be able to seat in the first class. But hopefully we'll do another one right behind this one and just kind of flood the market with them. Medical records, I said we should have another room open for residents by May. You can strike the word May and put a week from today. Because we are pretty fortunate right now. Thank you, Dr. Passman, Andy, appreciate you guys. But since this was written, the day it was written that I had one new Medicare admission, I've got one more tomorrow, another one later this week, one more in the hospital slated to come here, and one that's not even in the hospital yet that's going to come over the next month. So we're looking at 4 more, and I'm out of empty rooms. So.
You know, on this paper to be shredded, you know that they come to the hospital and bring the big shredder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We ran out of room last time, and this time we've created a spot there in the nursing home where we're stacking it up pretty good. So, so it's.
Was she looking for that other meeting?
Probably.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Jana, come on through into the back.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
This, where it says total in facility is
There,
29,
off.
total bed total is 31.
Well, they may be
I mean, I don't understand that.
Well, they're just not in there yet. They're
Yeah,
coming, they're just not there.
the inquiries, the people that have promised to come, but haven't gotten there yet. So think of it as a room reservation. So, I've sold it, but, there's nobody in it just yet.
He said one was in the hospital and Virginia and
And I had two kind of fall out of the blue today, so it's a good deal. So we've got to make more rooms. We're going to be moving staff around to create that and whatnot. Then, really neat story about the activities in the convertible. Read all about it. The Nursing Home Appreciation Week is May 12th through the 18th. We're putting together, having some sort of function to get people to the nursing home to have fun, and while they're there, maybe say thanks. But I also put in there that the CNAs have been working short. They've been working long hours, and they haven't missed a beat, and they're tired. But they just never do get enough appreciation, so if y'all happen in there, make sure you find one of them. It shocks them to death. It's really funny. High fives, and they look at you like you've lost your mind. You give them a hug, they think you're crazy. It's fantastic. But they have earned it, and they have really stepped up, and so they need all the appreciation we can give them. And last thing on the report, I found out that I was nominated and have been selected to receive an Adult Protective Service honor. They have an honors program, and for outstanding support through of their organization, and so they're looking for a time and place to present this to me somewhere here in the Stonewall County area. That's a really big deal to them. It's an even bigger deal to me because that's just cool.
you need to let us know when you find out.
I will. And she came and did the interview and took a picture of my pretty face today, and we'll see when that gets done. But I stepped up and helped one of their clients that I didn't get as a customer, and they nominated me for an award. Just to be honest, there's no award, reward, or even food involved, I don't think. Just the recognition is more than I expected, so it's really cool. And any questions? Y'all know where I am.
Well, everything I hear, you're doing a great job, and we
good.
appreciate you.
Well, I should have saved it, but I gave him some personal attaboys from my family, and she's a difficult case, and they're doing wonderful with her.
And those kind of stresses, while they are stresses, it's not dissuading me at all. I'm just happy as a clam. Man, I really enjoy that nursing home. So
That's part of the being a nursing home, isn't it?
oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Andy apologized to me last month, I guess. I didn't hire you to be a plumber, a mechanic, a wheelchair lift operator, or...
Don't let that sway you.
But I do remember you telling us you could do it all.
I think,
We
yeah.
just want to make sure you were telling us the truth.
But we don't want you to lose those abilities.
Keep them sharp. Yeah, we're doing it. And it's been fun.
Okay, anything else for him? Okay, we don't have any department heads here, but we have Dr. Passman here. Medical staff concerns?
I guess that'll be in the,
Down here in the southern?
probably.
Okay. Okay, accounts payable and receivables. Did y'all have any questions on any of that? Number 9.
What is, one over here for Justin Curtis, 3 doors painted, $360.
We're taking the patient room doors, the ones we're working on right now, the ones that are all banged up and scarred up.
I thought we weren't going to have outsiders do that anymore. I thought we weren't gonna have any more of those. Is he working full-time now?
No, he don't even work for us at all anymore, those are his last 3 doors. He took a job somewhere else, I've gotta come up with another thing to finish the last 5 or 6 rooms.
If you're paying $100 to have a door painted, call me.
Well, there's a little more to it than just painting, but.
Pretty lucrative deal there.
You gotta sand those down, put the wood filler in, sand them back down,
Oh, yeah.
primer them, paint them, and then rehang them. And those doors are right at 200 pounds apiece.
Anybody else have a question?
Got JD's record hauling van to Abilene for $150, that's pretty cheap.
Then I had to go to Ames.
Yeah, that's where the van broke down.
Look, yeah.
That's still pretty cheap, you know.
Is that van working good now?
Very good.
But I was kind of glad to see that the deposits were more than the expenses on this report.
Yeah, my heart was broken, honestly, this week, though, because I don't know if she got it included. We had to transfer money to this payroll this week. I think she had to do $175,000. If the payroll had have been next week, we would not have had to do so.
Maybe.
But, no, I think it would pretty well would have covered it and then some.
So that'll be
Because,
put back.
yeah, I think so, because we've got quite a bit of money coming in the next 2 weeks, so they got a lot more of the billing out, and it just tore me up to have to do that.
And the billing is still improving on it.
Yes, it's getting on, they're doing lots of catch-up now. You will get the audited financials next week, and
Next week or next
or
month?
the next board meeting.
Okay, any more questions on these pamphlets? Okay. Amend the Stonewall Memorial Hospital PTO buyback policy. And you just needed to do that because you didn't have at least 1 full year of service in there, correct?
Yes, and it come back to burn us on an employee, and that's where we found I've left that out.
Okay.
If they get 32 hours a week,
No, not a week.
No, it's 30,
If you work more than 32 hours.
you have to
you're
work
eligible.
32 to keep your benefits, is the policy there on.
You have to work 32 to qualify for benefits.
Yeah,
That 32 is considered a full-time employee.
which is when January 1st it changed to 30, or will change to 30.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was already 30 on everything, Texas, but maybe not.
No, it's still 32, I think it's January 1st of 2014 it
Which
changes.
this will have to be revised then,
Yeah,
when that changes.
you'll have to move it back to 30. I probably should have took care of that with this.
No, because it's not our rule.
But basically, I just left out the 1 year. Need to be here 1 year to be able to cash out PTO. Person has to.
someone wasn't here 1 year, but you had to
Here
pay
about
my
9
PTO.
months. Yep, they were here 9.5 months.
I think it needs to be in there.
And that's what this yellow highlighted portion is.
So do you need this
We
approved?
need a motion.
Make a motion.
Okay, Marvin's made a motion to amend the Stonewall Memorial Hospital PTO buyback. Do we have a second? Any other discussion? All for? Okay. Okay, the authorization of possible recruitment from additional mid-level. Sounds like we've already been trying to recruit before we got it authorized.
Well, no, I was trying to find someone part-time to come in and start alleviating some
My
of the.
question on this is, do we have it in the budget?
Yeah, with the burden alleviation agreement with Abilene Regional and the other UPL things that we've got going, plus, yeah, I think it's.
No, I don't want to think.
No, it's there, I mean, it's.
I want
it
to know
really
that
is.
it's in
And
the,
what's more is I think we've got the business to support it now, to the basic load.
But I mean, in that particular budget, we have the money to cover it.
No, you know, though, but we did all that budget strictly based on what we spent last year, and I did no
It was
increases.
in there last year.
Yeah, we just went on the
So
bare minimum
basically,
of
we
what
need
we
to amend
spent.
the budget once that's approved.
Yeah, that's why I went on ahead to, thought y'all had better be involved in this
But-
here, because,
What is this mid-level position, and what is
It's
it?
like Terry.
yeah, it's a nurse practitioner or physician
Okay,
assistant.
my question is, I guess, if I can find it, you go over here and you look at, this clinic
Their numbers.
report.
Right here, no, let's look at the patient.
And maybe Dr.
Here.
Patterson can help with this, but I look at January at 325, and February 268, and March 194. And that's a steady decrease.
Is that the visits?
I mean, according to this report.
Right.
And it's a pretty good decrease in March. So, I'm just asking, you know, what, if we get another person, what are they gonna do? I mean, besides Passman and Terry and Johnson.
Right.
That's-
Or decrease for that Jaden.
That's what I was, my understanding was, so rural health clinic requires a mid-level, and Jaden,
With one,
well, yeah, there has to be at least one. So
Right.
Jaden is a rural health clinic. I've seen it on the federal website, so there has to be has to be a mid-level associated with that.
okay.
Isn't that really the whole purpose of hiring another mid-level,
Yes.
is to put her at Jayton?
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, certainly, yes.
Okay, that answers my question.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's the whole, because, there's just no way to.
Well, there's no way we can operate a rural health clinic with Dr. Passman and Terry, and Dr. Johnson working his few days, you just can't, because is this gonna be a daily clinic?
Yeah.
In Jaden?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would hope so, yeah.
How many
So-
days, a week you do?
Well, it's Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, or 8 to 12, excuse me.
Okay.
8 to
In,
12.
in the real world, and primary care provider sees 20 patients a day, and that's average. I mean, just average, so. Just remember that number.
So we're looking at 20 hours, basically.
Yeah, about 20, 24. Of course, that would help sometimes this summer with, just, Terry only worked, what's equivalent to 4 days, so we've got a 5th day there. He's been covering that, plus he's usually generally in the clinic for what's the equivalent of 4 days, and, keep that second provider there. It's just, Rick's got a lot of things coming up too also that are gonna take away from his clinic availability. And that's what we wanted to address during medical staff concerns, or
We skip
in
right
part
over
of it,
that.
yeah, in part of this, but there's, as we went through and corrected things on the business office side this last year and getting closer with the prognosis system, now he's getting into it where, we're gonna fix the bylaws, the, what do you call it, scope of practice,
Yeah,
the
All the legal
privileges.
documentation.
Right. Well, the hospital, the way I look at the hospital is a multi-line business, and we've been focusing principally on the clinic, which is probably the least lucrative of all the lines that we deal with, and it's getting pretty straightened out, pretty well, on the business end, it's well straightened out, but so. All the trouble that you've been having on the business end exists on the clinical end right now. As a matter of fact, I was looking at one of the other physicians' credential package last week, and he checked clearly that he's unable to perform his current occupation, but that's never been said anything about. So that's just kind of like a little snapshot of how many things really need to have some attention paid to them, and soon, before we get audited.
Well, I don't have a problem, if we can justify the second mid-level, put her, Are they putting out a fire back
It's like bubble wrap party to me.
If we can, open the clinic in Jayton and then use him or her here too, I don't have a problem, but are we looking at hiring a part-time or a full-time?
Well, initially, I just wanted to get part-time until we can work out the deal with the county. It's hard for me to commit to a full-time person.
But I think it's gonna be hard for you to hire one and not commit to full-time.
Well, that's what I'm finding out.
How many mid-levels are gonna wanna come here on a part-time basis?
Well, that's it. I was hoping to get one that maybe their hours, well, the one I originally talked to was Dr. Smith. He's got one over there that he only uses 2 days a week, and I thought, well, maybe I could get her 2 days a week and help us transition into it, but of course, she's not interested. And it may come down to hire one that's got to be a full-time. But if they're seeing patients 20 hours a week, you can almost count on another 8 hours to do their charting and all the other stuff, the paperwork that goes along with that.
Yeah, but they have to be at least 32 hours to qualify for the benefits.
And that's where coming in and working a couple of half days for us to, cover some of the time off, maybe where we have to make that up.
I'm just, and you know me, I don't like to spend money.
The really kicker.
But if we, if we get the mid-levels are starting to catch on as far as the business end of medicine, and so if we get a mid-level that's understands properly, they'll want to be 1099 employees. They'll want to be independent contractors and not employees of the hospital.
But in order for us to get a mid-level that's quality and knows what they're doing, we're going to have to offer them more than part-time. Yes.
Well, tell them what McSmith, his caveat was about his mid-level.
There was some issues there with some of that, but it was a eye-opening experience for me a little bit. But basically, Terry's taken over as basically the clinic's medical director, if you want to call it that. I don't know what the official position is.
Our clinic.
Yeah, our clinic. I mean, Rick's really turned over her to take over and do a lot more with it. And, it adds to her administrative duties as well. So, believe me, she gets pretty stressed with me pushing her for things. I mean, I'll find out we need diagnosis codes or discharge notes or plan of care release so I can get the billing out.
And here's the way I look at it, and I think we have this problem not only there, but in the business office. You have to have more than one person to know how to do something.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to have backup. And I think that's one of our big issues in that hospital. Not only do we not have one person that knows how to do some things, I mean, we don't have two. In some areas, we don't even have one, But I think personally that it's a good deal. I think it's something that needs to be pursued.
On that thing, Debbie, is that, instead of having to go to Fisher County with these people, they become Stonewall County.
Right.
Because
And going to the ER instead of the clinic.
Right.
I mean,
and I have done a little bit of work, but Steve told me something a few weeks back that got my attention, but it was that for every 25 residents you have in a nursing home, if your hospital has the admitted privileges for that nursing home, that's worth around $800,000 a year on average to the hospital in revenue. Well, right now, Fisher County's got that away from them. And I want to get it back.
If Jayton is interested in this hospital taking over that clinic.
Oh, they're very interested.
That's what I'm saying. They're interested. We need to take advantage of that now.
Well, they have actually approached Andy.
Well, I know they have, but what I'm saying is, we need to take advantage of that now before they change their
If we
mind.
don't, somebody else will.
That's what this is all about.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is, we need to
we've only got
drag our feet.
1,400 people in this county that, the more volume we can get, the better we're going to be,
Right.
for sure.
So basically, I don't know that we really need